in Grandma's house. So they had furniture that was of Grandma's age. And guess what? They aged Grandma's age. But the ones that had good feelings about all the things in their own home, that collect those furnitures and dining room tables and all that, you know, just what you're telling me, all of a sudden, bang, 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 it's bouncing into me. There's some damn good-looking people out there that are pretty old. They surrounded themselves with what you're talking about.
So they stay surrounded with things from their youth.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah. There you go, folks. Another way of getting young again. So the people that like the time of the Civil War and stuff, you're going to get witchy and old and bent over, but because it's too old for your time period. And so anyway, there you go. There you go. Great. I love this. I'm glad to be introduced to this.
Well, and you know, see, I gave him these tapes. It's called Magical Mind, Magical Body. It's a series of tapes where he talks about things that are really out of the ordinary, like you're only getting old because you see yourself that way. And some other things that he gets, well, he's got a lot of stuff he talks about. And because I told Richard, I said, you have to understand, you don't have to age. You do not have to get older. I mean, when we first got back together, he goes, oh, I'm so old, and this, and then, and this. He had a cane. He had a cane in his hand.
That was not for walking. That was for beating you. Every time you were yanking and pulling at him, he'd have to swat you.
He had his cane, and he's this back, and this is falling apart, and there's no hope for me, I'm getting old. I said, you got to lose that, because if you're going to be with me, you cannot think that way. You got to lose that. But when I gave him these tapes, and he heard, this is an experiment that was done at Harvard where they proved this, then I wasn't so crazy, you know. Then
logic again.
Yeah, right.
Now, my grandfather had a cane, and it killed him, because every time he made love to a woman, he'd notch his cane. And one day he leaned on that dang thing, and back down he went. But nevertheless, and it's wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. I do know personally a young man. I was very shocked. This guy, for whatever reason, had been raised in old folks' homes, nursing homes. And he was a young man. At the time I saw him, well, between 24 and 27 years old. But he looked as old and crippled, even in his youthful looks, as everybody that he was around. Now, there seemed to be some kind of a mental problem with him, and that's why he was there. But I was shocked. I couldn't, you know, it isn't until this moment, with this little talk, that I comprehend what was happening. So, anyway, interesting. Now, there's aging, and we got to let you rest, but there's something else.
No, that's
I have taught the blind to see. Blind people to see. And it takes two people to do it. And like the color red, the darker the red is, pink is warm, really hot red is really hot.
Right.
Well, you have to say, okay, most blind people are quite familiar with lighters and heat, you know, matches, fire. So hold their hand slightly above it for warm, and then have a piece of paper with that nice pink. Place their hand above there where it's warm, and the other one on the pink. This, tap, tap, the one on the pink, is pink. And they get the concept of warm pink. And then go to the next one. This one here is a darker pink. Put their hand down a little farther, or finger, down a little lower, so they got the concept. When they touch this one, it's a hotter. You know, tap, tap, hit the hand that's got the one. On the way down until this one's really hot. Now, you don't want to burn these people, but, you know, let them know. Get it down there, and boom, oh my God, that's hot. And you do that just a few times on these color variations, and then take away the light, the match. And mix them up, which is which. And bang, right through their hands, they can tell you. And you can explain colors. Colors are really necessary. You know, they can go out and fill a car and know what a car feels like and mentally infuse that as this is an automobile. But if you want them to see the color of the car, you do this first. You want them to see the color of grass, you use something compatible to grass. Blue, naturally, is the cold colors. Go to they have books on, what is that? I want to say aromatherapy. They have books on colors, what the colors do, and actually show you the color, that what it does. You can buy these at a lot of your some health food shops and stuff like that. Get it. If you aren't familiar with that color represents, then go down and buy that book, and then find similar paper to match that little block showing you this form of orange, you know, and blah, blah, blah. Give them the word for it, and give them the meaning of it, because it says this orange means whatever.
Right.
And then find out what whatever it is. Put one hand on it, and the other on the picture, and give them some time, and keep it up. Go back from the fire thing, you know. Keep it until they got it really locked. And man, they're on their way. And then you can teach them the Nagao, the inner angel. You can teach them how to send it, or if you want, spirit travel out of your body and use its eyes to see everything. Never mind the concept of color. You don't need your hand anymore, but you need that because to suddenly see and never seen in your life, you have no idea what colors are color, and it's confusing.
Right.
But if you pre-train them, then you can walk, or you can drive a car, you know, probably fly a plane if somebody would let you, because you're not looking through your eyes. You've learned to accept the eyes that are outside of you see, and blind can see. It's really fascinating. Okay, we've been...
Well, you know, they did that experiment with blind people, like what you're talking about with training them with color. They train them with sound. You know, where they take, it's very interesting. They take clicks, and they know when that click bounces off of something, and it gives them a visual. And blind people ride bikes.
I know about the clicks, kind of like a bat, to know how close things are.
Well, not only close, but they've gotten it fine-tuned now to just get the whole dimension of things. To get, you know...
They can go into a bedroom, click, 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 see the bed, and see the way it's laying. Well, that sounds quite plausible. I've never considered it. All I know is that in any kind of work, you have to use the five senses, because that's exactly what you use every day of your life. Be aware of any sense. Now, I have one gentleman from Art Bell's Letters, you know, the Art Bell Show. He is really great on a particular one of the senses. I think it's sound. No, it's not sound. Not taste, not sound. I can't remember, not one of those. And he's really expounded on that. And he's jumped off the wagon on this. You know, this is it. This is the answer. And I wrote him back, no, now get the same depth of the other four of the senses. Put those five together. That's it. That's the answer of this life. But you can't hopscotch, you know, to rely on one thing to make a whole. It's like let's see, like touching the backside of a flat sculpture that's up against a wall, designed to go on the wall. Pull it off, let them fill the front, and then, you know, don't even pull it off. Let them fill the front. So they accept the back as like the